And hello, everybody. Everybody, hello, and welcome to We Synced It.
I synced it.
Yes, it is a weekly podcast that focuses in on all the movies, TV, and entertainment in between. I am one of your hosts, Pat.
And this is Kev.
And how is everybody doing today? Yeah. So how you doing, Kevin, man? What's up? What's going on?
It's a beautiful weekend. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be reviewing Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
No longer the Falcon. And we're also going to be talking about our thoughts on Mortal Kombat, which came out this past weekend in both theaters and on HBO Max. And just to remind everyone, this episode of We Synced It was brought to you by Extreme Action Park.
Yes.
What's going to be the phrase this week for
Extreme Action Park? They put the X in it so you don't got to bring yours.
Oh, very nice. Oh,
yeah.
Man, that was great.
So, Falcon is no longer the Falcon. He's Captain America. And he never called himself Captain America. I realized that it's just like, okay, it's...
People were naturally calling him Cap.
Cap, yeah.
Which was great.
That was pretty dope. The show... You know, if you watch episode 5 and then you jumped into episode 6, it was a natural flow of things because it was all like a build up to episode 6. Because episode 5, you see him getting ready. I mean, he's gearing up. And then you saw what took place in what would you call that place? That they were just they're having a meeting of all the senators and all the world leaders and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was like a general...
What's that place that's in California, in New York, man?
What, the United Nations?
United Nations. That's what's going on, right?
Is that what it was exactly?
I think so. Because there was a bunch of people from all around the world. They were supposed to vote on what they're going to do with... I didn't want to say refugees because he called them something else. Because he said, no, don't call them refugees. Don't call them terrorists or something like that. But... I mean, they were refugees, and the whole premise was that, okay, so these people were... And, you know, I realized something about this whole thing. I watched the show once, all the way through, and I thought that they were the people who got blipped and came back, and they didn't have anything. No. What took place was that the people who got blipped when they came back, everybody around the world start caring for them because it's like, oh shit, you know, you came back, you lost all this stuff, and now when you come back, you know, we're trying to get you back your stuff back and, you know, get you your house and all these other things. So the people who were part of One World, One People were the people who were here, who stayed here. That were actually part of the, you know, people who actually got to live through the whole thing, and they were mad because they weren't being taken care of. They were getting kicked out of their whole, like, their towns that they built, and for the whole 5 years, and, you know, they started these new relationships, and now the people who came back from the blip are now they're moving back into their old houses, and the people who were there before are getting kicked out. So it's like, oh, shit. So this is one of those things, like, it made me think even more, like, oh, man, do they have, like, a point? Because, but it's that whole thing about, like, your intentions and execution. Their intentions were right, but the execution was way the fuck off. Like, the fact that they wanted to kill a whole bunch of people.
Right. Their intention was wrong. I mean, their execution was wrong. Mm-hmm. But Sam made a good point when he was speaking to the senators. Like, you know, you guys kind of pushed them to get to that level.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like what's going on right now in the real world, where it's like, yes, you know, there's this immigration situation, but it's like, but why are people leaving their home country?
Yeah.
Because look at what they're going through. You know. Mm-hmm. And no, I thought the show ended amazingly. I was glad that Bucky was able to reconcile finally and like properly actually go to the gentleman and tell him, like, you know, this is the reason why.
Yo, but I think his means of doing it was a lot more hurtful than it helped, because it's like you befriend the person who you're supposed to, you wanted to tell the truth, because he wanted to tell this guy from jump about like, oh, I was the one who killed your son, and he befriended this guy. He befriended this guy to the point that it was like once a week they went to a bar to have a drink, kind of shit. And I don't know how long this was going on for, this relationship. It could have been going on for like a year or two. And then finally he told him why he's there. And then you find out that, oh yeah, it's because, I killed your son. And on top of that, he didn't even try to like really defend himself, kind of thing. It was like, the Winter Soldier killed your son. I am the Winter Soldier. I had to do it. It was like I had to do it, but he didn't like go into detail of why he had to do it. It's just like he just left. Maybe they did talk about it a little bit more, but we just see him leaving.
I think he did that on purpose, because at that point it was like,
he accepted it.
If you were the father of that son, would you really care about that whole backstory of him turning into the Winter Soldier?
The fact that he was brainwashed.
You murdered my son. That's it.
But you were brainwashed.
It's kind of like the fight between Iron Man and Captain America. Like, yeah, he killed your parents, but like, do you really want to hear the whole story as to why? No, Iron Man didn't care. He was like, yeah, he killed my mom. That's all I care about. And I think that's what it was. I think Bucky knew, like, bro, there's no point in me telling the whole story about Hydra and all of that.
So there's no moment of let me explain, like, you know how they do it in the rom-coms?
You can. You can do it, but I think he knew. He knew, like, yo, there's no point.
He's not going to hear it. It's just that, I was the one who did it.
And I love that. I actually kind of liked that, because I felt like it was realistic. Like, in real life, sure. Like, if your son was murdered, like, you don't want to hear the backstory about the murderer.
Yeah.
You don't care. All you care about is the fact that your son, who was innocent, was murdered.
Yeah, but that got to make you feel like even more angrier, because the fact that he told you this and you were friends with them for like a month, a year. And when he finally tells you this, it's like on the off days, like, oh, it's not Wednesday, it's not this. He just out of the blue just tells you this shit. So it's like, yo, you became my friend. So now you can't even have that kind of raw emotion that you would have had if he would have just told you like off the rip. Like if he would have just came up to you, oh yeah, by the way, hey, what's going on? My name is Winter Soldier. I'm the guy who killed your son, kind of thing. So you just can't be, oh, boom, I'm killing you right there, right then and there. Now it's like, oh my gosh. I have feelings for you, like I care for you, because we're spending this time together, and now you tell me this shit. So now you're gonna be kind of conflicted. Yeah. So now your emotions are all fucking out of whack, kind of shit. So you don't know how you really. It's like it's like you want to punch the person, but you don't. Yeah. It's like, oh my god. It's
we saw Sharon Carter, aka the Power Broker.
Is she? She's the power broker, right?
She is the power broker, yeah. Looks like she's gonna end up becoming some anti-hero / villain, maybe.
I don't know what.
I think that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Man, to be honest, man, I just don't see. I don't see it on her. I just don't see it on her as her being the power broker. To me, it's like
we finally got to see Wyatt. That's the name of the actor.
Talking about John Walker.
John Walker as the U.S. agent.
Yeah. Which it's the same goddamn suit. It's just black rather than blue. But I do prefer this color. This one, I have to admit, it's cool looking. It's cool looking. I still don't get I don't understand this guy's vibe from him, because at the end of him doing I'm back, baby. I know that that's supposed to be a callback from the comic book when he debuted as U.S. agent. On the cover, you see him, and he's basically saying, "I'm back, baby." That's what he's saying, and that's supposed to be a callback. But it seems like he's I don't know. I thought he was gonna be like, you're gonna know that this guy is Like he's a bad dude, but to be honest, it's like I don't know if he is a bad dude because in that moment where he had the option to either go at those attackers or save the people who were in the actual truck, he went for the people in the truck. So it's like, oh, okay, so he does have like some type of.
I think he is gonna end up being just the typical hero, but he's gonna be like the wild card. Like he's gonna be like. If I were to compare him to like another character, like he's just like I guess like another Wolverine. Like he's a good guy, but he's gonna fucking tear you to shreds.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna hold back, And I think he's gonna be that one guy who's gonna get in the way a lot. And like the real heroes are gonna look at him like, yo, could you just get the fuck out the way?
Just stay aside. I mean, the fact that this dude did all this shit and then he just got away with it was just oh yeah, we're gonna take away all your you're no longer gonna be Captain America. We're gonna strip you of all these things and you get to go home and do whatever you want. So he made a shield which basically collapsed at the first touch of one of these superhumans, which was pretty fucking funny. Saw that shit like bend. I'm like, oh, ain't vibranium, homie. Maybe you can throw it, but it doesn't bounce the same, man. That shit's probably heavier than 20 pounds, the vibranium one.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who plays Val, I thought she was going to be a villain. Like, I was getting that vibe that she was going to be a villain, but I noticed a detail, and you taught me this when we were reviewing Knives Out, that the director announced that, like, Apple has this strict rule that only good guys can have the iPhone, and she had an iPhone in her hand. Ooh. I noticed it. I noticed she had an iPhone. So I think she's going to be basically like another Nick Fury, but like a darker, like she plays a lot in the gray area. She's not black or white.
I can't wait for Black Widow to come out because the word around the internet could be false, is that she's mostly in Black Widow. Like the way that it was supposed to happen, but if the pandemic didn't happen, was that we're supposed to see Black Widow, and then we're supposed to see Falcon Winter Soldier, and we're supposed to, it's supposed to be a callback, like, oh shit, that's Elaine from Black Widow. But now we're like, Elaine. What are you doing here, Elaine? What are you? It was on a break. Nah, wrong show. But yeah, man, it was fucking dope, man. The message that was on the show was like fucking powerful, yo. Everything was like, it resonated with the climate that we're going through right now. And I was on TikTok before I got here, and there's this dude who's named Straw Hat Goofy or Luffy, whatever, one of those things. But shout out to you. He actually he dug in deep, and he said that what's the name? The Red Hand? That's not the name of the guy.
The Flag Smashers.
The Flag Smashers were basically all lives matter. And he said that he compared them to that is because what took place, because the whole thing about like, okay, there's these marginalized people who they went through the blip, they finally get here. As soon as they get here, everything that they had is gone. So the governments around the world are trying to take care of these people. So the people who were there before get upset. The Flag Smashers, they get upset saying that you basically discarded us and you throwing us away. And their line, their phrase is one world, one people. It's like all lives matter. And the fact that there was that line that that the leader of the Flag Smashers said to John Walker when she said that, oh, I'm sorry, I don't like to hurt people who don't matter. And then you hear John Walker says, so you saying that Lamar's life didn't matter? And coming from him was like crazy because the vibe that I kind of got was like, oh, he's a little bit racist, but maybe he's not. I think he's just problematic. And the fact that he said that, oh, you think Lamar's life didn't matter, and then he just fucking turned the fuck up, and it's like, oh shit, Black Lives Matter kind of shit. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I see it. I mean, it could be a reach, but to be honest, I mean, this dude Straw Hat has been like on point for so long that I'm like, I'm rolling with it because it's like, dog, this whole fucking show has been like, what they call that, allegory for what's going on now, and some people just don't see it. Some people are like, oh man, it's not that deep. Nah, the water is kind of deep, man. You could dive in head first and not break your neck in this kind of shit. This show is fucking amazing. So far, Disney Plus Marvel shows have not missed. And I mean shit, Disney Marvel TV shows in general, if we're gonna go off of like if it's gonna go off of like a Michelin star grade, yo, I'm gonna have to give them like at least a 3.5 Michelin star just on grading just MCU TV shows in there. And the only reason they're getting the three out of 4 stars is because they came out with that the fucking first what's that the Golden Hand, what's the name of that fucking show with the American dude the Iron Fist. The first season of Iron Fist was trash. And then there was that show that was on
but was that Marvel Studios that did all that?
Yeah, think so. Well, MCU. I know that it's not canon anymore because Feige is like, nah, I'm not doing that. All that Daredevil and all that stuff that we enjoyed on Netflix may not be canon anymore. So, which kind of breaks my heart because I would really like to see a world where, there's all these different people who are fighting crime. But I mean, maybe Feige has something else planned, or maybe he just doesn't like anything that doesn't have his name on it. Like if it doesn't say anything that, his name is not in the credits at all, he's like, fuck it, nah. None of that is rolling. Which is like some bullshit, but hey, if that's the way he wants to do it, that's the way he wants to get it done. But yeah, man, 3 out of 4 stars, man. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh no, I would definitely give it 3.5 out of 4. I loved like exactly what you said. All the political points, all of the details regarding racism and prejudice, and I love the fact that they gave closure to Isaiah's story at the end. Everything was great. Everything gave me goosebumps. And I think it was a great way to lead into the next Captain America movie. I'm super excited now.
Yeah,
I'm super excited to see them take it to the next level. And I agree with you. The quality of these TV series, they're just as good as watching movies.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're awesome. That WandaVision was also a lot of fun to watch. I'm excited to see what they have in store for the streaming service moving forward. I'm very excited.
So Loki's supposed to be the next one that's coming out in like June, I think.
Yeah, Loki's coming out. They finally Disney reached an agreement with Sony so that now they can play the Spider-Man movies on their streaming service, since Sony owns all the movie rights to all the Spider-Man movies. So
okay,
I'm glad that they were able to come up with that agreement.
That happened this week. That happened last week.
Yeah, they announced it last week that they finally reached an agreement. And Sony said, "Okay, fine. Well, you can play the movies on Disney Plus."
For how long?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Now they got to do the same thing with Incredible Hulk. You notice Incredible Hulk is not on Disney Plus because Universal owns those rights.
They can keep that, man. There's only one Incredible Hulk movie that I enjoyed, and that was the one that had Edward Norton in it.
That's the one. So that's part of the MCU.
Yeah.
That is not on the streaming service, and it's because Universal still owns those movie rights. So hopefully they come up to an agreement, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, because I mean, Universal can basically just ask for anything, any amount of money, you name it, $1 trillion, and we'll give you that. And it's like, come on, man, we ain't got that kind of money. I mean, I guess you don't have this kind of movies then. Yeah. You got that kind of money, we ain't got that kind of movie, which is it's fucked up if you're on that side. But if you're on Universal side, it's like, yeah, I mean, you guys are making a lot of money. You sold this to us a long time ago, and now you want it back. I mean, who knows how much this is going to bring, how much revenue. Unless you want to make another movie with our character kind of shit. I still don't like the way they did the Hulk. I'm not a fan of this whole blend of Hulk and Banner together. That whole little mix of
the nerdy.
I'm smart, strong. Ugh, get out of here, man. Fuck out of here, bro.
Pick one.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not all the kids love me kind of thing. I get it. You're trying to be cool and shit like that. But
there's only one person who can be smart and strong, and that's the Beast.
Yeah. That's the only. And oh my God, man, I don't know. I'm not a whole. I don't know where they were going with it. I thought the Hulk was going to try to get his little like fight with Thanos at the end of the movie on not Endgame, what was it? Infinity War. But that shit didn't even happen.
No.
They never shared the screen at all during that last fight. It was like he was trying to avoid him. He was trying to avoid him because he got his ass whooped. I understand, but it was like, bro, you could have. Oh, and on top of that, he only had one working arm. Because he had, he was like the guy from Scary Movies. I'm like, this is my good arm. He was like that. But it was still, man, goddamn. You would think that somebody who, like, if you've seen people use the Infinity Gauntlet, the stones and shit like that, you would think that one of the wishes that you have is that, oh, yeah, I want my arm and my body to be good. If I was Iron Man, I'd been like, also, I want to
not die.
Yeah, I don't want to die. I want my whole body to be good. I want to be perfect. I'm Iron Man. Boom. I'm good as new. I'm like, hey, guys, what's going on? Yeah. I wish everybody back. And on top of that, I wish for my body to be brand spanking new. And a couple of inches down there, you know what I mean? For Pepper. You know what I'm saying? I did it for you, baby. Yeah, that kind of shit, dog. But nobody do it. Maybe I'm more selfish, and that's why. Once again, I'm gonna say it. That's why I can't take the fucking serum because I already know what kind of fucking Captain America I'd be. I'd be angry.
I come first all the time.
all the time. I would be in line at a grocery store, and I would just be fucking pissed off that somebody forgot like an item that they left, and I'm throwing shields all over the fucking place, just hanging out. No, I just wanted to stick a gum, and so I forgot to go get diapers for my kid. What? Just throwing that shit, just launching it all over the goddamn place. Like, oh my God, unbelievable. Captain America throws shields for the third week in a row at an Aldi's. Unbelievable. Yeah, man.
All right, so that was our review for Captain America. I was about to say the Falcon. Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
And the Winter Soldier.
Excited to see what they got going on.